Welcome back into Icarus. We're going to be jumping down into a new prospect, and while we're doing that, I'll chat a little bit. This will be the first time I've played Icarus for almost 3 weeks now. I took a 2-week vacation, ended up on a cruise in Italy. I had fun. And then I brought home the COVID. So, hey! So I've been in quarantine for a week, and now I'm doing this after all of that. So I actually went back and looked at some of my own videos to see where I was at before I'm going to go in and deal with this. Build forward base for hunting team. 7 days. That's we'll probably do
The
this.
Assembly are expanding their footprint on Icarus and looking for experienced people. They're getting ready to send advanced teams down, but they need places to stay or it's gonna be a real short trip. They gotta have the basics before they can drop their people in. You interested?
All right, it does look like it's going to be a triple difficulty. Why is this triple? It must be somewhere nasty. Reach the location, establish a hunting post. Okay, we'll do that. I'm not doing any of those. We'll go ahead and claim this. As I reviewed, I think one of my biggest two huge failures in the last run for me. Big lessons learned. One, I jumped right on in trying to make cloth armor. I started to do some math. I could build up my entire shelter and get to the point where I could start looking at stone for less than a suit of armor of cloth. So the thatch needs were there. All the thatch I needed was there for what I needed to do if I just skipped cloth armor. So I'm going to do that this time. I'm going to skip the cloth armor. Second thing is I need to build a bone sickle. Doesn't take any thatch at all. Just build the bone sickle and we can move right on into doubling the thatch harvest. So I think between those two things, my start should become significantly easier, and I'm suspecting that I will not be able to start into such a place where I can run to a corner. I do have up on the side of my game here my Icarus interactive map. If you're curious, if you just go to Map Genie, it's I think mapgenie.io/Icarus. You can get an interactive map. There's already some pre-established points of interest, but I've also been keeping track of everywhere where I find a node, for example, and in the new places I make notes. So it's been very handy for me to be able to make all these notes because I can't do those notes on the map like I would really like to. So it's unfortunate. We don't have anything. This is going to be confirmed loadout. Yep. No friends. So I need to get more cash to buy more things here. I don't think I have the oxygen container yet. I need some cash for that. I do have the water, which is certainly significant in the desert biome. Let's get down here and see what happens. Here we are.
Once the Assembly got Africa working together,
wait,
nothing could stop
what?
them. And now, here we are.
Well, look at that. It's going to
They're
give me.
preparing
It's awful
for some
nice.
major moves and need places for their people. Hunters, to start with. Food's got to come from somewhere. You know how this goes. Build it, and they'll come. So get them set up with the basics, and we're good to go. Check your map, and let's get this circus on the road.
Okay, so we got our knife, we got our pickaxe, got the water thing going on, and it really, I thought it was going to drop me right like in the middle of the desert. It didn't. So this was actually a very nice drop. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to complain at all. So I can actually go the normal route of just building up my armor and stuff and getting ready to go. But actually, you know what I should do? I should practice. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to practice a little bit. This won't be totally viable because, or relevant, if you will, because the biome in the desert isn't going to be as favorable for all this stuff that I'm gathering. But I can at least do the initial build that I'm thinking about doing, even though I'm going to be like inundated with stuff. All right, let's get crafting. One of the first things I'm going to want to do is a bow, and maybe like 3 arrows. And when I do this next time, I'm going to be doing my bone knife as well to augment my knife because it's been it's been a problem. Was that a different image? It is. I took a look at the patch notes. The patch notes were extensive. It's really nice to see them do so much work with with the updating, and they're solidly consistent, which isn't usually the case. It's very difficult to be so consistent with releases and patches because of the uh, unknown nature of how you're going to debug and work through problems. So what you do or don't put in is sometimes a challenge. So I appreciate the fact that they are doing all of that. Okay, let's put that stone axe in. And now I can get my sticks. And I can also get some wood. Oh, wow. That went fast. I was used to Valheim. Hack at it for a little bit. Like this. Yeah, there we go. Not now it's feeling about right. You have to get used to some of the keys again. Because, like I said, it's been a while. So, I didn't even do a warm-up game. I just jumped right on in. Because, why not? If I screw up, it'll be fun, right? You don't want to watch me be perfect. You want to watch me get screwed up. Like that first start in the desert. Holy smokes, what'd I do? Die 3 times in that damn thing? I tell you. There's something to be said for what kills you make you stronger, but in this case, what does kill me does still make me stronger. All right. Let's get this whole thing set up. So my normal start, just in case you're not familiar, is to arm up, which we have done so far. I will go ahead and do a torch, I'm not going to do a torch because I wouldn't have done that before. Craft 4 of these. Craft 4 of these. And how many can I do these? Not enough. So my thought is when I drop in there, I'll make an axe, a stone knife, a bow with a couple of arrows. I'll take something out. I'll immediately switch to bone arrows, which won't take any thatch to make. The arrows for the stone do take thatch. And I don't care for burning through a bunch of thatch. And then I will start to go straight into the wood stuff. Anything that just takes wood instead of... actually, wood's going to be a little tight too, isn't it? I do want to get down in this stone. That's my plan. I want to make a 2x2, or 2x2, and then just switch right into the masonry stuff. Got one. I want 8 of those and a door. All right, so there's the building, and then I need a workbench, crafting bench. I need arrows, and I need leather or stone and leather. All right. I'll take that just because I can. Consume that stack. And let's consume some of these. Start working on my food situation. All right, so we've got right here we've got a cave that goes through. We've also got an opening here. I've built down here before and worked my way through, and we don't have to go very far for this, so let's go ahead and get down here and start building down that way. Now, one of the other things I did learn from the last drop was I don't want to run across the country before I put down a base. I need to put down a 2x2 relatively soon to avoid getting caught at night. That's not a good thing. Nighttime really got to me the last time. Nope, don't do that. I do see some oxide. Damn it. Right? There we go. That's what I was hoping for, is a single kill. Silent but deadly. Yeah, all my things reset. I don't know if that's because of the new PC build or not. I should do a review of all that stuff. Also, once I get out of my self-imposed quarantine here, I'm going to go and move. Wait, I'm going to start using my studio that I built. I shouldn't say I built. My brother-in-law built it, actually. He's does a lot of this, all the construction stuff. More of an engineer. I do the design. He looks at it and says, "That's a pretty picture," and he builds what he's going to build that looks kind of like what I designed. And so we have a little recording studio for me to move into, so that I have slightly better sound, but I want more soundproofing. That kind of thing. Plus, it's better internet where this would be at. Here I have my dual DSL. I went down the wrong way, didn't I? God damn it. All right. I have a dual WAN DSL, but unfortunately right now it's a single DSL WAN because my router's gone south and I can't get down to fix it downstairs because I'm in quarantine, and so I can't be messing with that stuff right now. So that's a pain in the butt. But at least back here at the office where I've built my recording studio, I've got fiber, so we'll have the 1 gig fiber. So then I might be able to do some streaming stuff. There's a few things that I feel like would be better in a streaming format than in an episodic format. There's a lot of editing that goes into both Valheim and Icarus here, and 7 Days to Die. Actually, 7 Days to Die is about a 50% cut. It records for about an hour, and I try to cut it down to 30 minutes, and I'm usually unsuccessful and get it around 40. Because I think everything in there is all that it's not. You do it yourself, and it's like, yeah, no, you need to see that, and you need to see that, and the reality is you didn't need to see most of it. But hey, if you got some suggestions on what you do like or don't like, about the editing and things, let me know, and then we're all learning as we go. I mean, that's how I actually started this. Not only was it because I like playing games, but it gave me the opportunity to learn how to do some editing and stuff, and I've actually got to the point now where I have some folks who are doing like amateur plays and things asking me to do their editing for them, and I'm like, what, me? Who am I? Why? Sure, why not? And it makes me learn some new stuff, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, we'll get over here. I'm going to go ahead and build this thing up, and we'll be right back with my 2x2. All right, I made it back down to the area here. Here we are, where the pond is, and we've got the cave that's right over there. So I'm going to put my little 2x2 here. We built out a stone one over there, so this should be just about right spot, I think. And the standard build. The door there, and the window there. And we're done with that. And now I've got the, what's that like? We got the crafting bench. I also crafted up both a bedroll and a fireplace. Put the fire right here in the corner, and the bedroll. I was going to put it right next to this because walk over it, right? And hold the sets on spawn point. Spawn point is set. All right, now let's start storing some stuff in here. We'll take out whatever we need at the time. Just put it all in there right now. Oxygen dissolver. So I'm skipping the oxygen splitter thing. Go ahead and put it in a bow in there because that bow is going to be kind of important. And we need 2 oxygen bladders. One for, I guess we're getting one. Guess we're getting none. Can I? Yeah, let's go ahead and trash that for the fiber and stuff. Put the longbow down there. 8 by the door. So I always like to do. And I don't have enough for an oxygen bladder, right? I don't. I've got the campfire. Let's go ahead and put the food in the campfire. Grab a little bit of wood. Get that going. Okay. I just need to kill something. I just finished binging through Alone season 8. What? You little bastard! Come back here with my thing. There we go. And it's really interesting to watch these guys do their thing, you know, and then compare some of that to just how well did the developers convert some of that into game play. And I realized one of the things they've done is they've really given you the chance to get enough food, big time. Some of those things they craft for shelters are very impressive and amazing, but the real thing is just watching them scramble for food. If you haven't watched one of them, I suggest that you do watch them if you like playing survival games, just to kind of get that feeling for um, just how does this translate, you know, and you'll be amazed. I need sulfur, of course. I need sulfur up in the wall, maybe. Sulfur up there. Some sulfur right over there. Right there. So yeah, it's cool to watch, and then come back in the year and think about, you know, how did that work out for them, and what might you have done differently. And I ended up doing some researches as I was watching on, you know, things like I think in a previous season I saw them using pine needle tea to help supplement a little bit, and so I looked up the nutritional value of pine needle tea. Like, you know, they should have been drinking hot pine. 2 calories. Looking at the pine needles is more calories than it takes to actually use. So yeah, I get why people might not have done that, but I still think in the back of my head things like, you know, well, it's there. Why not just grab some pine needles, throw them in your boiling water, because it'll give you some vitamin C and stuff. And that's actually one of the things that I saw more during my research was just the amount of things that were laying around that had the vitamins they might have needed that they didn't have. You know, I don't know if it's ever really come out to be an issue. Like, you know, has anybody really been kicked out because they had a vitamin C deficiency? No. So I don't think that's the big deal. But you know, having all of that as well as having starvation going at the same time I thought was something. I also know a lot of vitamins require fat to to process, and that was one of their biggest things is, you know, not having enough fat. I think season 7, guy took down a very lean deer, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's got it," and it's like, no, he didn't have it because there was no fat to help him process all that protein he was eating, and so he was still losing weight even though he was feeding himself with a bunch of, you know, a big ass deer. So it brings things to mind around just what is it that you need to survive. And here are these people who have practiced this stuff for long periods of time, going in there, and, you know, you're like, I don't understand why he's having such a problem. It's like, well, he's having such a problem because of where he's at. Of course, I get dysentery. Drinking from the water. But yeah, I picked up a few things. One of them was I just saw the guy who won at Clay. He had some recaps of all the stuff he was doing. One of the things he had was just off the season. He built a coyote well, which is you go by a water source, you dig a hole, and it actually filters out a lot of the water for you. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Pretty amazing. Okay. Let's throw that stuff in here. I will put the remainder of the oxide over here. There you go, buddy. Not making storage at the moment because that's not the thing that I'll be working on next. Okay, so I have tools, right? One of the things I did not create, and I think I should have already created, is the bone sickle. Because the bone sickle will double my harvesting. So muscle memory, leather, and wood. Crap that. And we'll put this stuff back in. Meat. Thank you. There we go. Now we got our meat going, so that'll buff up a bunch of our stats. Very important. All right. So where am I at? I've done campfire. Next thing I need to do is the forge. Forge is going to take me stone. Yep, I just need stone. I could go pick it up. Oh, really? Guess I'm going to have to deal with it. Of course, I don't actually even have any armor on to worry about right now. I should probably go over towards the cave and hammer at that. To turn on the light. So I'm going to start gathering up some stone, and we'll come back after I've got myself set up with that piece. And then we'll go on from there. So it's going to be the furnace, followed by an anvil, followed by a masonry bench into stone. And that's the path I think I'm going to take when I get out into the desert. Of course, I don't have to do that this round, but I am still practicing a little bit for it. Welcome back in. I've done a bit of work. I went to the entrance of the cave right in here, and I just did that. As you know, there's two entrances that lead into the overall. I just did that little U right there. I got about 15 iron bars worth of iron out of it, about 5 bars of copper. Turned all of it into nails to make the masonry bench. Also made the anvil before that. So now we're at a stage where we start making all of our other pieces of masonry. So let's go ahead and pull out some stones and some nails and some iron and some leather. Put that stuff in here. All right. So let's go start. I'm going to have to start cranking up a lot of nails. So I need to go back into the cave. Get in there. That's. I could start trying to make some other things. I think stone is going to be fine for the moment. I don't think I'm going to need to do iron. I want to get the steel before I start making something. So I'll do steel, and then from steel I go into like titanium or platinum. That is the plan. Put that in there. Grab the leather. I'll put that over there. And do I need wood? I don't need. I do need wood. So we'll grab all the wood here. Put it in. All right. So I'm going to have to stockpile a bunch of wood and some other things here. So I'm going to go ahead and start continuing to work this thing up. I'm going to start clearing this area out right in here for preparation for what? So here's the thought. Rather than build out the concrete or the cobblestone building here, run in and do the cobblestone building in here. This is a down and a back up. I think I can go around over here. I haven't actually tried, so I might go take a look at that as well. But I think somewhere in here, I want to build my my base. Probably close to this site because I have a bunch of building to do over there, so we can see how that looks out. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and clear out this area here. And just, we'll see where we go from there. We're back in the house here, and I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build over here. The reason for that is I think I want to get into some steel tools. I think I would just upgrade my tools rather than just build out over there. It's so much easier just to deal with that here. And so I've got my machining bench, which means that I'm going to go into the cement mixer, into the cementation furnace. And all of that means I probably need some more space, and I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna go make more space. Let's do that. We will build like right here. And right now I'm making a 2x3. as we have typically done with the spacing, I prefer the double wide windows for being able to shoot out. I'll use the windows when I have to, the single windows. And then a door. And then let's go ahead and throw in the roof. There we go. Now we got a shelter and we can move in. So I'm going to move my stuff over into that shelter next. Slowly and surely. Don't call me Shirley. All right. Oh boy, a textile bench. I think I can stick in there. I have been gathering a ton of fiber with the bone sickle. Bone sickle gets me something like a couple thousand fiber, so it should work out pretty well when we move into the next spot. What? I didn't see him sitting there. That's all right. Can I get to the side so it goes right down like nicely, sorta? Yeah, we'll do that. All right, let me get the whole thing down here, and I'll come back and give you another update as far as where I'm at. I want to be at the point where I'm going to be heading out in the next episode for the desert. I don't want to be hanging out here for too long. Episodically speaking. Oh, it's a bunny. It's a purple bunny. Cracks me up that a bunny can run a tree across the ground. All right, be back with you. Well, I have completed all of my preparations, or so I think. You'll notice that I'm missing a anvil and a the cementation furnace. That's because I put them over here in this medium iron crate. First time I've created one of these. This is actually a little bit more space. So if we look in here, we can see that there is a 6x3 plus 2. 6x3 plus 2. This is 6x4 by plus 1. So it's another 5 spaces in there. So that's kind of handy. I hear it's everything I'd like to take, but I don't have the weight for it. So I think what I'm going to take is I'm going to take these things here. And that puts me pretty close. And let's see, that's 5. So I'm going to take a stack of steel with me as well so that I can do some repairs, because I'm now going to be running with the steel knife. You'll see I've got a stone knife here at the moment. The reason I've got the stone knife is because the MXC knife broke, as well now as the pickaxe. And I've taken both of those pieces and I've taken them and put them in the capsule, so when I leave, they'll be there and I don't have to worry about going and finding them wherever they are. So that's done. We've got a actual sickle now, an iron sickle instead of a bone one. So the bones give me 100%, and this is giving me 150. I don't have any iron with me, but we can get iron while we're there, so it won't be a big problem. I got a steel pickaxe, which we can put right there. Let's pop that guy so I can repair that guy. There we go. I'm going to take it with me. Just cuz, really. It's a just cuz thing. Let's put these things away. Like that. So I'm also going to bring with me my anvil and an oxide dissolver. And I do have some space left. So since I do, let's take a stack of sulfur. Ooh, that might be too much. Yeah, definitely might be too much there. Let's drop some of that here. Where am I at? I'm close. I think I could probably do this with like 15. Ooh, very close. All right, I'll take half of this out as well. There we go. Now we're just under. So now I've got some oxygen for the oxide dissolver. That should be fine. This is an additional oxygen bag bladder. In fact, why don't I go ahead and swap out the bladder I've got here, so I have a nice, fresh, brand new bladder. Sounds like I have to pee before I go. Maybe I should. I'm full up on ghillie suit here, so that should help out quite a bit. I do have some food. I've got a nice fatty steak I'm going to snack on right now. to make sure I have a decent cooked prime meat. I'll do some bacon, and I'll do this other consumed watermelon, which will bring me down a little bit on my weight. That's good. So I think I'm ready. I'm going to have to come back for the cementation furnace. So there's a second run in here, possibly. And if I do, I'll want to grab the crafting bench, the cementation furnace. So I think the second run would be something like this batch of stuff right there. This goes somewhere else. Let's grab this and put it into here. Put it away. Done. All right, sleep. That won't work. That won't work unless I turn on the fire. Where's my fire? Fire. Fire. Go. There we go. Now it's morning time. I'm going to turn the fire back off. Just remember that if you're going to be logging out and coming back in, turn off your fire. On stone, it really won't matter that much, but if you're in a thatch or wood building, it will set your building on fire, and you will be a sad panda. All right, so next episode, we're going to hunt on through here. We're going to go over here. We're going to set up our next base. So come back and join me for that. Take care. Bye-bye.
Creeping through the shadows in the corners of your mind. I go with the windows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering the name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a